Um, I want to think that we're live, but then again, I don't know. What do you think, Raj?
I'm waiting.
He,
I'm
like,
checking the browser.
you gotta tell me. You gotta tell
Oh,
me if we're live because I don't know.
we are.
Are we? Okay,
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. Very good. You know, that
let's
is.
go.
Yeah. All right. Good. So we. It's all according to plan. This went exactly as I planned it in my head.
Kind of.
Kind of. Hello and welcome to That Beautiful Life podcast. This is episode 201 of That Beautiful Life podcast. My name, of course, is the beautiful Khalees Campbell. Speaking to the beautiful Roger Bergstrom. Rog, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. It's a strong windy morning here outside the window, but it's beautiful. It's good. It's been some good days and I would say weeks. We haven't been talking for like 2 weeks, I believe.
We haven't. We haven't.
Yeah.
You know,
So we
we
have
have.
to catch up, I guess.
We do have some catching up to do. Indeed, definitely some
Yep.
catching up to do. I was thinking, since it's episode 201, I was thinking, what if we chuck on the cameras for the episode? What do you think?
Uh,
This is like randomly off the cuff, didn't ask you anything beforehand, no warning, like, go. On the spot.
what cameras now?
Yeah, like we just go live. Well, we're live now. But like we just put our cameras on and say hello to the people. Well, my camera is usually on for the past couple
Yeah,
of weeks, but
but I
I
mean, my
ran.
my can't be shown
You why
if
are you not wearing
I'm
clothes?
naked. No, I'm
Uh,
not. I'm man spreading. No, it's not that. It's more the fact that I mean, how
You've not prepared for this.
no, but you can't have my signal. I like this is a technical thing I'm talking about now.
Technical, you don't have a camera?
Yes, but you need I need to go through your uh like
Oh, you mean the server?
OBS.
Oh, my OBS. No, you don't. I just have to
Yeah.
like make the, what do you call it? That image thing bigger, isn't it?
Um, I don't know. I don't think that
No,
works.
I think we just, Discord is what I'm talking about. Like
Aha.
we put our cameras on in Discord, and then what will happen is that I can then show the cameras on.
Now okay, that's how you want to do it. Okay,
That's
it's
what I
gonna
was
be.
thinking.
I'm with you. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So okay, I get it. Okay, I quickly dress in. That's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm dressed. No, I'm kidding.
Quickly dress, what he says.
And I'm
Uh,
turning on camera. So camera is actually supposed to pop up soon on Discord. I
okay.
hope it's gonna work.
I hope
Why
it's
am I
gonna work
talking like a
too
robot?
because
I don't know.
I hope it's gonna work too because I'm trying to actually, like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to navigate the application while it still is
Hmm.
loading for some reason, but it hasn't finished loading yet.
Yeah, the same for me. It's just loading. I'm also changing the
I'm
weed
changing.
in here.
I'm
That's what I'm
ch-
gonna do.
let me see.
Or I can't
I think I think
automatic.
end the camera and reopen it again and see if it works. I think
Uh-huh.
that's that. Let's see if that works. End the camera,
Okay.
reopen
You
it.
like turn it off and then on again.
Yeah, I think that's probably gonna help it. I'm just gonna
Okay.
adjust in OBS, like in OBS, to see if the thing will capture it. Hello to
Mhm.
everyone who's listening. This
Yeah,
is this is on
I
the
will.
cuff. Rog had no idea what I was planning. I just said, hey, you know what? Why not? You know, it's a new year. We haven't been on camera in a while, or at least Rog hasn't. And I said, why don't we? Why don't we just do it? You know, why don't we
Sure.
just go on camera and say hello to the people?
If it works, because the thing now I understand the technical aspect of it because I was like, no, not through OBS, then we have to blah blah. But this the problem is it's just loading for me.
Yeah, I think
I see it's like the same for you, right?
I haven't opened it yet. I'm just kind of adjusting the tab around it to
Ah,
for
okay,
before, like, because I need your footage first to like adjust so I
right.
can have something to work with essentially.
Why is it
Um,
not working? It's just loading.
I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on.
No. I very
Um,
seldom use the camera in Discord.
is your camera? Are you seeing your camera as a choice in your
Yeah,
Discord?
yeah, it's working. It's working.
It's
It's
working
in
fine.
OBS, so I can see it. Yeah, yeah, it's
Oh,
okay.
your camera is on in OBS right now.
Yes,
Then
that's why probably.
you have to turn it off in OBS. If it's on in OBS, it won't work in.
It's because I've been recording there,
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
I do the extra
The extra
recording
recording. Here's what
using.
for today. Let's just kill the extra recording for today. Like, because we're already live. Like, we know the audio is good. Let's kill the extra recording for today.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Because we already
sure.
have Audacity running.
Hmm.
So
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
let's
kill it. Okay, back up. Bye bye.
and then
Back
we
up.
will turn off the camera on and off again and see if it
But
works.
now it should work because it was mostly.
It's probably OBS was taking the camera, to be honest, knowing what's.
I hope, because I'm gonna try again. So,
I
well,
think
listeners, we are as you heard, we're doing a bit of a experiment
we're
here.
troubleshooting. We're troubleshooting. That's what we're doing on the spot.
Yeah, now I'm here.
Oh, great! There you are. I can see you now. Perfect. And I think they should be able to see you as well. All right, perfect. Let's see if I can see you.
No, and you are there.
I'm perfect.
There you are.
Yeah, there I am. So
we're all here.
we're
So
all
many
there
here.
on the spot. So that's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
How are you, Raj?
No, I'm fine. How are you? Hello, people.
I'm
What's
fine.
up? Greetings from Sweden. Why did I do that? Military salute. I don't know. I usually don't do that.
It hasn't
That's
connected
weird.
yet, has it, Raj?
Yeah, it's in the stream for sure.
No, I don't mean like it's in the stream. I mean like for you. You haven't realized yet, have you?
Realize what?
Well, look at me.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. I see you. You see me.
I see
Everyone
you.
sees...
Yes, you see me. But have you figured it out yet?
No.
No.
What am I supposed to figure out? Come on, what are you pulling my
You've
leg?
not figured it out. Oh my gosh, Raj.
No.
You look at my footage and you figured out nothing. Let me see if I can adjust this. Can you guys see
The room.
What about the room, Raj?
Yeah, it looks... It's different.
It's
Where are you?
different. Of
Where
course
the
it's
heck are you're at home? You are in the UK. What the heck? Oh my god.
It took you a while, bro.
It took me a while because oh my god. You see, guys, this is the thing. We do the pre-talk, and I just said that I had breakfast with my mom that has been here, over Christmas. She came back also since she was celebrating with my sister when it comes to New Year's Eve. We're getting to that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I said to her, okay, I don't know now when I'm going to talk to Q whether he's still in Trini or if he's actually back in the UK. But obviously, you are back in the UK.
Obviously, I
think you pulled off a little lie for me.
I did. Well, actually, it's not a lie. I just didn't say anything. So you said, "Are you back?" And I was like, "Let's not get into it." At the moment, so my whole plan was get you on the podcast. We sit down, we start talking. Because you can't hear my audio difference because I'm still using my headset to speak to you, but the listeners should be hearing me through my actual mic.
That is true.
I figured, you know what, I'd get you talking. We'd get in the call. We'll be chilling here, and then in a little bit they would see you would basically see me and be like, "Oh, wait a minute, what's going on here?"
Oh my god!
I should have let you keep going for like the whole episode, and then see if you'd figure it out by the end. Like, wait a minute, Key, what's going on in the background?
No, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, you got me there because I was like, on the other hand, if I'm gonna be a bit soft on myself here, you have been moving around.
I have.
When you were in Trini, I'm used to see like 3 different backgrounds by now, so a fourth one wouldn't be like a big thing.
No, I wouldn't.
But on the other hand, I did start to recognize. And the thing is, I didn't watch the mic. I didn't watch what was in like focus of the picture, your webcam. I was watching what was behind you to try to understand what I was looking at. Okay, the bed. Yeah. On the other hand, I haven't really seen this perspective that much from your office room, you might say, in the UK.
Oh, right, that is true. That is. It could have been. It could have been because, to be honest, we usually don't record them with the cameras on anyway, so you wouldn't.
No,
you wouldn't have seen it. So
no.
yeah, so I'm back. I've been back for like
congratulations.
Yes. I got back home on the 30th. I
Oh,
flew in.
oh,
I actually didn't tell my missus I was flying back, but she
yeah,
figured it out because, and this is why I was actually thinking you'd figure it out too, because which is why I tried to make sure I contacted you first before you called me.
yeah, right.
Because how my missus figured out I was back, she called my phone while I was in, waiting for a train, and it rang, but it rang like a UK number, not as a Trini number, because the Trini numbers will ring like kind of like the US. It's like, brrr, brrr, whereas UK number
Ah,
are more like, brrr, brrr. It's like it's a different ring, like how they do it. It's like, so she figured it out. She was like, "You in the UK?" I was like, "What makes you think that?" And she's like, "Your phone rings differently." I was like, "No, it doesn't." She's like, "Yeah, it rings differently when you're in TT than when you're in the UK." I was like, "No, you're just overthinking it. You know, like nothing's different with my phone." And then she's like, "Okay, well, just let me know when you get into Reading, so I'll let the boys know to like make sure the boys are like wrong." So I'm like, "You kidding me? You just ruined my whole surprise. The whole thing I was supposed to come in, surprise you." And yeah,
oh
she
God.
wasn't surprised. She was just like, "Yeah, whatever. Like you're home." So yeah.
That's amazing. So you did that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You big surprise for everyone then.
I tried. It didn't come off well. The boys didn't know, so that was good. They were
Yeah, yeah,
actually surprised.
exactly. Yeah, you can't fool them all.
They were
But
surprised. Zavi was
yeah,
surprised. He just came back from the laundrette and he was like, "Oh," he was all smiles and stuff, full face. He's tall, and this is why I was talking about the height thing. Zavi's grown since I was gone. My God,
really?
Raj. Yes, he's like this. He's almost my height, which means I'm gonna have to
What
fight him for
happened?
the house in like a few weeks or something. I'm just like,
Probably.
I need to start training. I need to start
Yeah,
training because I'm gonna have to
yeah,
win. I can't get kicked. I can't get kicked out of my own house. So I'm gonna have to train to beat him. Like that's why I started asking you
exactly.
about Adam being taller. Like, if he taller than you, because Xavi, he's only 14. He's only 14, and he's
Yeah,
almost at my height, which means he's not done growing yet. He could keep growing, and by the time he's 18, which is usually when people stop growing, by the time he's 18, he could be taller than me. He could be 6 foot something.
true.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
No, it is. Of course, it's tough. It's like life catching up on you. It's
Yep. I'm
it's.
I'm I'm a bit nervous, to be honest. I'm nervous
But
that
but
he's
let
true.
let me understand though. I
Hmm.
mean, the whole. I'm a bit still like in.
In
I
awe.
what yeah, yeah what happened? What
Shock.
happened here? What happened? So because if we go back
Yes.
again to
Hmm.
like 2 weeks ish something, the
Yeah.
last podcast we would talk.
Hmm.
You talked about maybe the 28th going
Yeah.
home like to the UK. Is that what you did then?
No.
Or
20th. I was being honest when I said I didn't go back on 20th. I wasn't lying about that. I
okay,
got
I
back
just
home.
wanted to make sure that at least was some
I
truth
was
there.
being honest. I was being honest. I didn't go back on the 20th. I flew back on the 30th.
No,
So
okay, sure,
actually,
yeah.
was it the 30th or the first? Yeah, it was the 30th. The 30th. So I flew back on the
Mm,
30th. I got a flight out.
yeah.
It was the dates I had was between the 30th and the first. Sorry, the 10th. And
Uh-huh.
I chose the 30th because I was like, if I stay too long, and there's gonna be, family needs me, so I need to fly back. So I got on a flight and I flew back on the 30th. Now that I think about it, I'm saying the 30th. Now I'm starting to think, am I sure about the dates?
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sure.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was the
So,
30th, bro. Like honestly, I think it was the 30th. It was the 30th, and I landed on the 31st, isn't it? Did I land? Oh my god, Raj, I think I'm not sure now. I'm honestly
mm.
not sure. I need to check my flight details because
Yeah, but that's so typical, when you start to even yeah, me and other people also now when you're having time off, you just forget dates. You don't even think about days for some reason. It's like Monday, Tuesday, whatever.
hmm
But yeah, but even so, you came home to celebrate, obviously,
we did
like
New
New
Year's.
Year's Eve together with your fam. That's really nice. Yeah.
It was amazing. Me and the boys stayed up playing Marvel's Ultimate Alliance together. That's what
Oh,
Ultimate Alliance 3.
wow.
We did that. Alex was busy doing like what do you call this thing? Family. Yeah, I did fly back on the 30th. So I left on the 29th and landed on the 30th. So I was correct. But yeah, Alex was doing like family like you're sorting out stuff for the household and stuff like that. So she was doing that kind of stuff, and I was in here sitting down with the boys playing Marvel's Milan's too. So I'm true sorry on the Nintendo Switch. Everyone plugged in and Ty kept letting us die, but we did it. we
That is
managed
so nice.
we managed to complete a few levels and
Can do
stuff like
this.
that. Went out on the 30th. Got into to town. It was absolutely dark outside. It's been great since I've got back. It's been raining. I found when I lived in the UK for the past couple of years, like it didn't feel like it was dark every day. And since I've gotten back, it feels like it's dark every day. I feel like it was like the
Oh,
UK
that was
was
too much.
I honestly feel like it was bribing me or something, or like
Yeah.
bamboozling me. Like it was just trying to convince me, hey, you know what? You might like it in this darkness, you know? And then I go back to TT and it's bright and sunny. And I can be out in the warmth. I'm drinking coconut waters, eating doubles, rotis, all the niceness. And I get back and it's dark, it's raining. You know, I get up in the morning and it's like 8 a.m. and it's still dark outside. I'm like, bloody hell, what's going on? You know, I walk back into the twilight zone. But at the end of the day, I think my body is like I think I've adapted again, readapted back to home, you know? I say that as I shiver in my robe that I bought recently that's supposed to keep me warm.
Wow.
So
But
yeah.
if we go back, I mean,
Mhm,
you mentioned some here regarding where we are at almost now, New Year's Eve and everything. But
mhm.
I mean, you were still in Trini over like Christmas.
I did Christmas in Trini,
Yeah.
yeah, I did Christmas. So I did Christmas at my family friends who I was staying at, the Bennetts. They're amazing people, by the way.
Mm.
And we had amazing food. You know, Mrs. Bennett, she made an amazing she made amazing, so like I think was it there was duck, there was no sorry, there was turkey, chicken, pork, and there was pastel, there was I think their son and his missus, they did some as well. So Marcel and his missus did what they did I think potatoes, was it, yeah, potato salad and macaroni pie, I think, and they did a fresh salad, which they brought too
Mm.
much, right? They brought up macaroni pie that was like this big, and we couldn't eat it. Like we honestly couldn't finish it in on the night. And but
Okay.
my mom and my younger sister was supposed to pop over, like because they had planned for like more people being there, but they didn't end up making it because mom's foot wasn't feeling well. Like she had like
Ah.
pains and stuff like that in her feet, so she ended
Oh.
up staying home, and my younger sister stayed with her. So yeah, but wonderful, just honestly wonderful time. They were the most hospitable hosts ever. And this is not just them, but generally everyone I stayed with while I was in TT was just amazing. Like everyone
Mm.
treated me so well and was so hospitable and so forth. But my last house I stayed at, they were amazing. Like honestly, and this does not take away from any of the other houses I stayed at. They all were wonderful too. But they were amazing, you know. And I literally had a nice time, just kicked back and had things I was trying to sort for mom, and you know, just the warmth I felt being there, and the food that they cooked and stuff like that. Like Mrs. Bennett, she's an amazing chef. She makes the best. I'm saying this like my mom is probably gonna hear this. She makes the best callaloo. My mom's callaloo is not as good as her callaloo. Callaloo, for those who don't know what callaloo is, it's a Trini dish. It's made from this green stuff. It's kind of like spinach, and
Mm.
but it's sort of slimy mixed with, it's like sort of like imagine spinach mixed with blended mixed with okras and
Aha. Okay.
pumpkin and other vegetables and and peppers and stuff like that together, all blended up. That's kind of what a callaloo is. I say kind of like that's
Sounds
the
good.
worst description of a callaloo, but that's what it's like.
Yeah, but at least we understand. So I guess, yeah, yeah.
It's delicious. It's
Mm.
honestly absolutely sublime delicious. So she makes the best callaloo that I've had ever. Cause like when I ate that callaloo, I was like, holy, I was like, I need your recipe. Like I need to know how you make this. Like it's so
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Um, but everyone, you know, from their daughter, from them, everyone, you know, they were all wonderful for me. Cassie,
yeah.
thank you
Oh.
for everything. Everyone, thank you for everything. Everyone in TT, my entire group of people, from my friends Karen, my cousin Jackie, my mom, my sister, everyone, my best friend Kaden, you know, my other bestie Cheryl, and everyone else who I ran into while I was there. You guys were amazing and you guys were wonderful. And for my family here as well, Alex, my brother, Lex, my older sister Ali, everyone, like everyone has just been
Oh.
absolutely sublime. And during that
Yeah.
time that because I was actually to a certain extent, I was going through a lot being there because waiting on stuff and being a bit. I guess I could say talk more now about it because we've kind of been vague on the podcast for like the past couple of weeks. I was in Trinidad sorting out my immigration stuff along with looking sorting out some stuff for my mom,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons one of the main reason or one of the main reasons I was in Trinidad was to sort my immigration stuff. So I
Mm.
need essentially when you for those who've never moved from one country to another country, one of the things that you have to do is there are some logistical stuff you need to do when it comes to immigration. Some of it is paperwork related and stuff like that. But because Trinidad and Tobago is a bit backwards, sometimes you have to
Mm.
go back to submit some documents, and also depending on the country you're in, they may have rules about where you can submit certain documents. So even if you have the documents and you can submit it at any point in time, you'll still have to forgot Eric. Oh, of course, Eric.
There's always someone. I mean,
Hey, hey, it is what it is.
it
Like
is what it is.
there's so many names that I've slipped. I'm like I probably not mentioned my brother Ash. There's so many names on average, but that's why I say everyone included because if I went through name by name, there's so many people that were so
Oops.
important to like what happened for me in TT and everything like that. That
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
important. Even you, Raj. I think just everyone being there, in different ways, in different capacities, from whether it was from an emotional perspective, whether it was from financial or logistical, whatever way it was, everyone was
Mm.
just absolutely wonderful, and that made my time there. Because at first I was stressing, and then everyone is sort of like, like calm down, time will fly. Don't worry about it. Everything's okay and so forth. And everything was fine. I got back home safely. Now I'm home. No,
Exactly.
I can
That,
finally travel again because I've literally
exactly.
that's one of the reasons as well why I have not left the UK for the past couple of years is because of my immigration stuff. So now that that's out of the
Yeah.
way, your boy can on a flight at any point in time.
Yeah.
Go to
Yeah,
the good
but
old Sweden.
it's a huge difference. I
It
mean,
is.
as you explain now,
Mm-hmm.
and if you guys are listening to this,
Mm-hmm.
it's been a process for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you and I have been talking about it also a bit off camera and
Yeah.
off podcast and things like that. And I've just been hoping and doing this, holding my thumb hard that it would be solved. And not, I mean, I started to understand that, I mean, it's bureaucracy and it takes time, but you guys have been really, it's you've been very patient. It's been a long time, and now you're finally there. I mean, it has great implications on the positive side of things when it comes to, as you said, you're more like a free man now. I mean,
I
you can live
know.
in the country. You can, if you want to apply for a job, you can take part of the society in a different way, the
Mm-hmm.
whole spectrum, and as you said, you can visit another country if you want. It's like, yeah, it's such a big difference. I'm really happy because with that said, since we are in the beginning of 2024, it feels and sounds that it might become a very good year for you guys, and I really hope that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I'm happy to hear. I mean, all along when we did the recordings also and the podcast when you were in Trini,
Mm-hmm.
I just yeah, I wasn't expecting anything else. Everyone seems to be very nice and been really taking care of you,
Yes.
feeding you.
Yo,
So
the amount of food I've eaten, I would like there would be nights where Mr. Bennett would come in and he was just absolutely like him and I we just bonded in a kind of way like that was so cool. It was like having a new dad in that sense. Like he would get in
Mm,
and he'd be like, oh, like Chris, I bought you some doubles or something, and then we just sit down on the sofa and just
yeah.
watch action movie after action movie. Like,
Oh,
I don't watch that many
nice.
action movies, but your boy has been watching some action movies, if I do say so, I can put my hand up. I watched quite a few
The
action movies.
manly stuff.
I've watched quite a few action movies over the past
Ah,
the
good.
past couple of weeks. Let's put it
Mm,
that way.
yeah.
And we just sometimes we just chat about things, and it's just cool. Like honestly speaking, it's just been um it's been a cool time. By the way, if you guys see me looking on my phone all the time, it's because I'm sharing the link, for the podcast. So don't think that I'm like not here. I am like mentally here. I'm just sharing our link so people know that we are live
It's
because
just multitasking stuff going on at the
yes,
same time.
you know what, something interesting.
Mm.
You remember my friend from Malta, right?
Yes, yes,
the
sure.
Trini Swedish one.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
in the UK up until like recently, if I'm correct, up until
Oh,
the 30th or
oh,
something like that. And I didn't get to see
okay.
him, unfortunately. But
Oh,
it is what it is. You know,
look at that. Yeah.
it is what it is.
Passing through.
Passing through.
Yeah.
His mom lives in the UK. He's actually in a core right now. It says he is in a Discord call. I'm actually gonna post into his Discord.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
remember he said that regarding his mom in the UK. That is correct.
yes.
Yeah, memory
So
kicks in. Beautiful.
so
Yeah.
generally speaking, everything went well. Life is
Mm.
good. I'm back home. And yeah, it's like I came back home like there's a side of me where like I always like I like things very particular. I like my things exactly the way I wanted and all that kind of stuff. And I was just thinking to myself like I'm gonna come home and things aren't gonna be the way I want it. You know, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna just have to like roll my sleeves up and get stuff sorted, reorganize the house the way I want it exactly. You know, I came in and I was brilliantly surprised. Like I got in, the house was like impeccable. It was immaculate. It was so well kept.
Look at that now.
Everything was almost exactly the way I wanted. I say almost because there are one or two things that I'm gonna move, but but
Details,
I
details.
walked
Yeah.
in and I took a big whiff of like I smelled the house, and that's another thing
Yeah.
too. I hadn't been in my house for so long, so I forgot what it smelled like, because when you live in a house, you don't smell the
Mm.
house, but when you
Ah,
visit the house has a smell. Every house has a smell.
now that's true.
I,
That's true. That's interesting because it's something you might not think of that much, but it's
exactly.
true. It is true. I know exactly what you mean.
I smelled the
That's
house. I came
yeah.
in. I was like, that smells. It smells nice and familiar in a nice familiar way, but like it was nice. My missus
Mm.
was she was there, being all her. Came upstairs,
Mm.
gave her a hug. Ty was just there hanging on, waiting for his
Oh,
hug, and he decided he was gonna
beautiful.
steal his hug out of nowhere. Um, and her and I just went out. I think Alex and we just went out. I think we went into town, did we did a bit of like we did a bit of shopping for a few things that we needed,
Yeah, right.
and then we came back home. And well, I fell asleep, to be honest. I was tired. I was still suffering from jet lag, to be honest.
That
So
I can understand.
your boy fell asleep, but and
Yeah,
I
but
ate everything on the flight this time, because on the way to Trinidad I didn't eat anything. I slept for the whole flight. This time coming back, man,
yeah,
I ate everything. I was awake. I was just
good.
like, yes, give me whatever you have to eat. I'll eat all of it.
I'm ready. Yeah.
I had wine. I had bread with a little roll with cheese on it. I had chicken with a few other things. Just what's one of the things I missed so much about being home was my missus bringing me smoothies in the morning when I do podcasts, or like bringing me
Oh,
breakfast. And since I've been back, Alex has brought me eggs in the morning, scrambled eggs, and I have to say, like, I
beautiful. Mhm.
appreciate it, and at the same time, my missus always says, like, I always give compliments with like a side of critique. This is my nice way of saying it. I give compliments with a side of critique. My side of critique for this is, and maybe I hope you understand. My side of critique is that she sent a voice note up to the office and was like, do you want eggs? And I was like, yeah, I could do for some eggs. And she says, 2 or 3. And I said 2. And she brings 3. And there I was
Oh,
laying in this
okay.
spot here. And I'm telling you what, I'm struggling to eat it. I'm like, oh my god, there's too much food. I've eaten already. I can't eat all these eggs. Right? So then I call the boys in. Like I sectioned off the plate. I was like, hey, you guys eat yet? They're like, yeah, we just finished eating. I was like, god damn it, how am I gonna finish this? So I don't know what happened to the eggs. I'm not sure if it got chucked in the bin, or if it didn't end up in the fridge and someone else ate it, or what. But I ate some of the eggs. I couldn't eat all of it. But the eggs, she made some good eggs. Cut back on the salt, baby. I don't like that much salt. But other than that, like, I felt so happy just to have my missus make
Yeah,
eggs for me again in the morning. Like,
it's nice.
it's cool. Like, I think that's one of the things. It's like one of Alex's love languages. Like, she likes to feed people. So she likes to cook food and like wants to like see you appreciate it and enjoy it and stuff like that. And I like eating.
Yeah,
So
I
it
mean
works
that's
out.
great. That's great. That's great. Yeah, of course. I mean, as you said, coming home, feeling the smell of the house,
Hmm.
meeting your loved ones again,
Hmm.
and those small things also that reminds you that this is home, this is your family, this is yeah. it's great. I mean, you have been away for some time now,
Yeah,
and
it's been a
it's
month and a half. I lied to Ty, to be honest.
exactly.
I need to make it up to him because I told him I'd be back in 20 days, and
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was more than 20 days. And he actually told me, he was like, Daddy, um, it's 30 days already. You haven't been back. I was like, how do you know that? He's like, I've been counting.
Of course, he has been.
So I've been counting. Like, what kind of preposterous mental question is that? How else will I know?
Yeah.
I honestly don't think he was counting it, but
Oh,
I just think he just felt like it's long enough. He should be back by
yeah.
now.
Yeah,
But
but it's good. Yeah. Well, building the appetite after TT, Miss ANR, that's probably so. Even though it sounds as you have been, you have been, you haven't been hungry, if we put it like that, being
mm,
in the TT.
no, I
So,
haven't. I
uh,
haven't been eating at all. I'm not sure if I owe him money because I don't know. He's
what?
like I made Ty a promise. I said for every day that he's well behaved, I'm gonna give him a pound. I honestly don't.
Okay.
I don't think he was. I think his first 3 days or something, he was fine, and then after that, every day I'd hear from Alex a complaint that he was doing something wrong. So I
Okay.
don't know how much. Maybe I owe him 3 quid. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, if that's the case, well then that's it.
Maybe I need to pay up 3 quid. Who knows? We'll
You
see.
have to sit down and I guess clear things out there and negotiate maybe even, but
She'll need to
three,
tell
4 days.
me. To be honest,
Yeah.
Alex will have to tell me like how he was while I was gone because like
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I I remember it being like literally almost every day was like a storm I needed to plug. I was just like, oh my god, he's done something else today. No, the horrors. But yeah, he was just
Wow.
getting up to mischief. You know what they say, when the cat is away, the mice will play. So he was proper micing it up
Exactly. They'll
essentially.
they'll
So
dance on the table, you know?
it
That's
was
what they
like,
do.
oh, well, let me just come in here and do these things. No, first two
See,
weeks were
yeah.
the first 2 weeks wasn't really that much. And then random days. I don't feel like it was the first 2 weeks, honestly. Like it felt like it was less than that. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't you trying to make
Yeah,
me pay him
you
20 quid.
yeah, you gotta sit down with the calendar
Actually, that'll
and
be
go through
14.
day by day, I believe, because it sounds as if you're gonna owe him, or if you have to owe him, it's more money than 3 quid, I
Yeah,
think.
it'll be 14. If it's 2 weeks, it's 14 quid. But
Exactly.
I mean, I'm good for the 14 quid, but I don't want to give him 14 quid. I don't think he was at his best, honestly. The amount of days where I had a call that was like he did something like it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it
yeah.
was a lot.
Mm.
So yes, let me put first 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 podcast of the year, and it's so good that we're recording literally right after the beginning of the year.
Indeed.
So good.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
good. So I think I've shared it in almost everywhere I would like to share for now. I can always share later to other places for people who may want to watch them post, like
True.
Facebook and X. I have to say
Yeah.
silly name.
It's usually also this time, I mean, we should remember, I also know how it is, for example, posting content on YouTube. It's usually like January can be a bit like half slow month.
Yeah.
Usually also a bit less earnings and stuff like that. But it's like also now people are still with, friends, family, doing stuff. I mean, some have started to work a bit
Mm-hmm.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Anli is at work today, for example, my wife,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. I think Adam started to work, was it yesterday? My oldest son.
Wait,
Agent Adam, that
before
is.
you
Yeah.
get into that, right? Like, so like just between me and
Yeah.
you, like not the listeners and stuff like that. Between me and you, like,
Mm,
did you get to
yeah.
see like the game before like you went back home? Wink once if you did. So like you might be able to say it out loud. Like, you sure his work? Like, he's working on. I'll take that as a yes. I'll take that as a yes. 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 Of course.
It was subtle, but it was like that's a
Oh,
good one.
brilliant! I love it.
Yeah, yeah, that was
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty
Pretty
cool.
cool indeed. I
The
like it.
small things, small gestures,
Definitely.
the codes, the
It's
secret
definitely
language.
perfect. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The city will never know.
Yep, yep, yep.
They'll never know.
Oh
So,
no.
Raj, how is
Yes.
your Christmas been? Your when we spoke, when our last conversation was before Christmas or after Christmas?
It,
Would have
well,
been
I mean, we
before.
have been
Well,
writing a
like between
bit
us, we've
on
been talking,
WhatsApp,
but
but
like on podcasts, it was
that
before.
that was before Christmas, right?
Right.
Yes,
So that would have been
it
before
was.
Christmas. So I've already
Yeah,
described where I was for Christmas. What about you, brother?
sure.
What were you doing?
Yeah, it was a planned thing. It was us at home,
Mhm.
and as I think I mentioned just the days before when we were recording 2 weeks
Mhm.
ago, that I picked up my mom. She came with a flight from I'll do this north part of Sweden up north, and everything went well. It was really shitty weather here then. The snow has more or less disappeared.
Mhm.
But I don't know if it was my mom, but something happened because we got snow again. It came quite some.
Mhm.
So Christmas Eve was beautiful. It was like minus degrees and beautiful, snowy landscape, as at least I wanted to be on
Yeah.
Christmas Eve and stuff like that.
Mhm.
What we do is that usually here it's a kind of a weird tradition here in Sweden.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that everyone is doing it, but it became a thing way back when there was only like Swedish like state television, one channel or two max, because
Mhm.
that's how I grew up. It was like, t- and it's like a how do you say, yeah, it's a 1 hour show on TV, like a Walt Disney thing, where they show. It's like you might say excerpts from famous Disney movies,
Mhm.
like Snow White, Robin Hood, all those kind of things.
Mhm.
In a mix. And this has been sent on Swedish national
Mhm.
television for 50 years.
It's traditional. It's basically
It's a
it.
tradition. So 3 p.m.,
Mhm.
most Swedish families, young and old,
Mhm.
are sitting in front of the telly and watch this. So, well, I'm a bit around there when it comes to age. I have been watching this for quite a few times. So what we usually do is that we sit and take some fika. The Swedish word
Oh,
fika is what, yeah, you
I
like that
miss
too, don't
Fika.
you? Yeah, fika is great. Means that well, if you drink coffee, you drink coffee. We drink coffee, and we have some cake, maybe a bun or something, and yum 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 yum. Sit there and watch this show, even though I've seen it so many times. Maybe go to the loo if there's something that I think I can pass for a minute or two.
Mhm.
Uh, but that's what we do, and then after that we usually have this tradition when the gifts and everything when it comes to Christmas gifts
What
and
did you
things
get for
like that.
Christmas?
I got mostly some when it comes to clothes, actually, which I wanted.
Exactly.
One thing that how it is now, I have more or less everything that I want. I've reached the age when I'm like, what do I want? Really,
Exactly.
it's well, it would be nice with a Lamborghini, but that's very expensive, so I won't
Same.
I won't ask for that. So no, it's socks. It's like thick wool socks and things like that. It's more that I needed to keep myself warm when I'm taking the walks,
The
and
most
stuff
important
like that.
things.
It's like, yeah, it is. That's how boring it is.
It's the
But at
same
the
for
same
me.
time,
It's
yeah,
honestly
yeah,
the same
yeah,
for
yeah,
me.
isn't it? Right?
Yeah, it's I got
Yeah,
I
because
got t-shirts and I was like, "Oh my god." I got
yeah, can you
t-shirts.
imagine? And when you were like 12, 11, 10, 11, 12 years old and you got like a t-shirt, you were okay, t-shirt. Uh,
God damn
but
it.
yeah, because every parcel or whatever you might say, like you wanted it to be hard,
Yeah,
and and if you shook it a bit, and if it sounded like you were happy because you'd start to think,
it's
oh,
a
this
toy.
might be Lego or something.
Yeah, you got a toy, you got a
Yeah, yeah,
game, you got something
exactly.
inside of there. You're like, you know what? Like I could play with this. And every time you get clothes, it was like, why you
Yeah.
just buy me this any other day of the
Yeah,
year? Like.
yeah, why now? Why now? I want the toys and stuff. Yeah, so well, the toy could be fun though. But okay, no, so that's and after that we eat,
Mm,
we have julbord, which is the
mm,
name in Swedish, like and as I think I hinted, I think I talked about this. We have been ordering like from a company not too far from us
the
actually.
meat, isn't
Uh,
it?
yeah, right,
Hmm.
exactly. It's like a box with different kind of meat, different kind of fish as well,
Hmm.
like salmon, smoked salmon, and things like that. This year, it was like a theme where it was like, from the forest. So it wasn't like, so it was like reindeer. It
Ooh.
was beer. It was elk, well, moose, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really, really nice. It was great. We have had a really good uh, treat,
I
you
can't wait
might
to
say.
come back to Sweden and eat all of that. Like,
Yeah,
honestly
yeah,
speaking,
there we
like
go.
the
Yeah,
last time I was in Sweden, the food was so good. Especially the moose. Like, I to this day I still brag to people about how amazing moose is, like how delicious it was. And I showed them. I have the picture
yeah,
that from when we were having the meal at your table that night. And I
yeah,
showed them the
right.
picture. I pull it up. I'm like, yeah, let me just type Sweden in my phone right there. See, so this is what moose looks like, and this, and it tastes good. And you have this little thing with it, and it's delicious. You should
Yes,
try
yes.
moose one of these days. You should go to Sweden. That's the
Yeah,
I'm like the
just
Swedish
for that, just for
ambassador,
that. No.
just for the bees. I'm
Yeah,
like the Swedish ambassador at this point. I'm just telling people like, hey, go
yeah,
to Sweden for the moose. Go and have some
yeah.
moose. It's so good.
It can definitely be worth it. I think, yeah, the thing is, again, as we have this, like, mix of meat and stuff and
Hmm.
whatever have you, it's like it's a character on the taste
Hmm.
with that comes with that wild, these
Oh,
wild animals. That is kind of interesting if you like that. So it's a, what do you say? Yeah, is it Sweden that has a whole goat as a main dish?
a
No, no,
goat head.
we don't do that.
That doesn't sound. Yeah. Mm-mm.
No, but it can be old traditions. I think it was like a head of a pig,
Oh,
and yeah, a head of a pig, and you put an
an apple in it. I think I've seen
yeah,
that in
yeah,
Trinidad as well. Like around
yeah, yeah.
Christmas time, I've seen
So
people do
I
that.
think that's not that special for Sweden. That's more like a common kind of.
I think yeah. I think that's common
But the
around the
goat,
world.
no, I can't. No, I can't say that. That sounds more like a
I think maybe that sounds sort of like maybe like it's Eastern, like maybe like Indian or something.
could be. Yeah, could
That's the
be.
vibe I
Who
get when I think
knows?
of that.
Yeah.
Like a goat head.
Uh,
Because
but
like
the
curry
goat,
goat
no.
is amazing. Like so,
Mm,
and that's an Indian thing. I'm just saying.
yeah.
Indo
Mm.
Trinidadian thing. That curry goat go down nice and smooth. I'm just saying. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but it was nice. It was good, and actually, forgot to mention the day before we were, where we were in the old city
Hmm.
in Stockholm. Walked around a bit. My mom has a bit of a problem. I mean, I think I mentioned she did a surgery when it comes to her hip a few years ago. But
Hmm.
if you take it slow, you can walk around and do stuff. So there was like a Christmas market. It's very
Hmm.
beautiful. It's at the,
You make it
it's
sound
a
like I've
bit.
never been to the Christmas market. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah. Well, la da da. Of course you have. And it's beautiful. It's a lot of things that you can actually buy some reindeer meat there as well if you want to, or chocolate or some other typical Christmas candy. But the thing is also it's at the same place like
Hmm.
this square in the old city where the bloodbath was back in
Hmm.
1200 1300 something where like about 100 people was beheaded. It's really like, okay,
I
well, don't
remember
think
when you
about that for now.
I remember when we were walking through that part of the city and you told me that, and I was just thinking to myself, like, this is kind of interesting, but at the same time,
Yeah.
like, I'm not sure if I want to eat here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, should we stay long? That's the first
What
question.
if they
Yeah.
decide to have a second one? I don't want to be.
Exactly. It's
But
time for another purge. Yeah. Miss Eleanor, I read it was one of the Nordic countries. Could be that do it, but don't remember which country it was. No, I'm gonna Google that later on because you got me curious though.
yeah.
I gotta check that out later.
What
But
did you say it was a goat head as a
yeah,
Christmas tradition? Hey Google, what country has a goat head for a Christmas tradition?
if Google doesn't know, then no one knows.
In Scandinavia, apparently.
Okay, very interesting. I must have missed out on something.
So it's apparently Scandinavian. Thank you, Google. It's apparently
Yeah.
Scandinavian, and
Mm.
Germans and Scandinavians, immigrants to the U.S. Carried it over. But it could be anywhere. I mean, Scandinavia is a large place. It could be anywhere.
Yeah, it could be Norway, could be Finland, could be Denmark.
Mm.
I don't recognize it as a Swedish thing, but on the other hand, it could even be regional. But
It
I
could
don't,
be regional.
again, yeah, but not sure about that. But interesting.
Hmm.
You see, you learn something new every
You
day.
walk outside and
That's the
your
thing.
mom hears this and she's like, Raj, how do you not know our traditions? You know, like
Yeah, exactly. We shop the goat, and then we.
you just forgot.
Yeah, I have this traumatic memory as a child when they had to take off the head of the goat. Like, no, don't do it. That's Sam, the goat. I like
He's
Sam.
like, bah, save me.
Matt, save me. No,
Remember
no.
that time, Roger, when I wingman for you.
Oh, that's horrible.
I was horrible indeed.
Oh, that could be actually kind of a Christmas movie thing.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
definitely. Could work. Could work.
Uh, yeah, but that was great. So mom stayed a few more days after like Christmas, and then I drove her to the bus station in the central part of the city. So she went to Örebro, which is 2 hours ride from here.
Mm-hmm.
My sister has lived there with her family for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So she was there, and then the other day picked her up again. So
Mm-hmm.
she's back here, but she's going back tomorrow, back home.
No,
Like,
no,
and
no.
I do this again
No,
up
just
north.
what if her passport slash travel documents get misplaced, you know? Just I mean,
That can happen. You
so
know,
she's
things happens.
is she
It
catching a
actually
flight,
does.
right? She's catching a flight, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Travel documents could go missing, you know?
Yeah.
Just have to
Yeah.
stay a bit
Even in the
longer.
phone. Even in the phone.
In the phone, your phone could just get,
You know, it's like
reprogrammed, you lose all access to everything, and then you're just stuck, you just have to stay longer.
Matrix. Yeah.
I'm looking
Could
forward to my
happen.
mom visiting. Honestly, I'm looking forward to my mom
Yeah.
visiting as well at some point in the near future.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, yeah, like
Yeah.
Christmas was good. I guess Christmas was
Yeah,
good.
it was good. Then I can just add that we celebrated New Year's Eve here at home also. Very still very not that dramatic. Had good food. Once more, apparently you eat some
Of
quite
course,
during the holiday
it's all about
season.
food.
It's all about food. So me and Isaac and Anli were here. Adam had his own thing in his new flashy
Ooh, and a new
apartment.
soiree.
Yes. Yeah, there were like 8 people there, and he was barbecuing. So
Barbecue.
yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. You know what? Next time I pop
So
over to next time I pop over to Sweden, I'm gonna have to check out Adam's new
yeah, absolutely.
his
Yeah,
new
yeah, yeah.
shindig. Get some food there. Pop
Yeah,
in. Yeah.
it's noise place.
Yeah. I want to pop in while he's mid work so I can just like unannounced knock the door. Hey, pizza. He's like, oh come on, I didn't order pizza, but let me just go see what it is. As he opens the door, I just push past him. Excuse me, sir. Let me
Yeah.
see what's on your computer.
Yeah, the security they have on that door with code and code lock and everything. I've been there. I think I mentioned I've been at
Mhm.
their studio. It's very like you don't get in there easily, that I can say.
I mean, that is
But
true.
but I mean, who will say no to a pizza? So knock knock
Exactly.
pizza.
Pizzas.
Someone will open. It's young men working there.
Exactly. You're
So
gonna be hungry at some point. And
yeah,
speaking of
of
pizza,
course.
I haven't had a pizza from my pizzeria around the corner from my house since I've been back. And twice I've spoken about pizza and I've craved it. This is the second time.
Maybe it's time for it.
I think I might have a pizza. I've had pizza in TT, and honestly, I'll admit Trinidad pizza doesn't taste anything like the pizza here. And the
Hmm.
pizzeria around the corner from by me is the best pizza I've had in my life.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
I
well
will be
then.
honest with myself, that's the best pizza I've had in my life.
Oh.
And I've had a lot of pizza. I think second best would be my younger sister. My younger sister makes a mean pizza, but I'll give Pizza Gogo the edge. I think they've got
Nice.
an edge on it. So
Oh.
yeah, but generally speaking,
Mm.
your boy is back, and
Mm.
we've got things to do. Um,
The question though is, have you been able to? I mean, now you've been a bit in between here, traveling and stuff like that. But you did mention that you have been gaming, but that was also when you came home. So
I did
what
play
have you been playing?
I did play Marvel's Midlands 3 on the Switch with my boys. So we sat
Mm.
down, plugged up because I had to basically the night I came in. I stayed up. I slept, fell asleep, woke back up late in the night, and I spent the whole night like organizing my office because it was like my office was pretty much the messiest
Okay.
place in the house.
Yeah.
So Alex and the boys had cleaned the rest of the house, and the office was like how I left it because I told everyone to stay out of the office essentially. So it was like how I left it, and I just came in and I just started like tidying up stuff and putting things away and organizing things the way I wanted and all that kind of stuff. And reconnecting everything because I had taken some devices with me and had
Oh,
unplugged a
okay.
few things as well. So I unplugged my desktop completely just in case a surge or whatever happened. It was unplugged, so I had to
Mm.
plug that back in and put back my Switch dock in place. The dock was not with me, but I disconnected the dock to prevent it getting dusty. So I had it stored in a drawer or something somewhere. And I did that with a few things that like my headsets and all that, they were all packed away and all that kind of stuff. So I just took everything out, reconnected everything, plugged it back up, reconfigured my monitors, and turned on my PC. This entire desk was covered in like a sheet so that it doesn't get too dusty.
Yeah. Oh,
S-
good, good. Yeah.
So I had to clean the mic. That was dusty. I didn't have
Yeah,
that
yeah,
covered
yeah, yeah.
down, so I had to clean this whole thing, wipe it down, and everything like that.
Yeah, you
And
should have pulled a sock on it actually. It's easy to forget, but that's actually works. Yes, if you're gone for a long time.
I didn't think of that, but next time, oh, I'm
Yeah,
definitely doing the sock thing.
it's a good thing.
So it was good. Like honestly, I got
Yeah,
back, and once I got back, me and the boys we played some Marvel Midnight Suns. No, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I keep saying Midnight Suns. Ultimate Alliance 3
aha,
on the Nintendo Switch. We all
yeah,
plugged in our controllers and we were playing. I had my pro controller, Zavi had a controller, Ty had a controller, and we were just sitting down playing, the three of us. Ty was sitting here, Zavi was on the office bed, and
okay,
we just the three of us. Like
yeah,
actually wanted to play four of us. I wanted Alex to play as well, but she was doing something really important. So she was handling logistical family stuff that needed to be sorted out.
okay.
Um, but generally speaking, like we kicked back the three of us and we played and we had a laugh and we enjoyed it and they stayed up late. I went over to my neighbors before that to have a drink with them. So I popped over to neighbors.
Oh,
We finished
that's
an
nice.
entire bottle of this drink we have in TT called Puncher Creme. So it's
That one you talked about, oh, a bit like Baileys-ish, like
yes,
shot
you
glass.
remember.
Of
Yes,
course I
it's
do.
it's
I know the
like
Trini stuff by now. Rudy. Yeah,
you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I'm gonna
I
have
got,
to bring you a bottle of Puncher Creme. I don't have any more, but what I'm gonna
no, no,
do
no.
is because I can travel as I see fit now, I can actually, if anyone is coming up to visit, I like Trinidadians are allowed to, when you travel from Trinidad and Tobago, you're allowed to bring 4 bottles of alcohol from duty free. So when anyone comes up to
Okay.
visit me, I will have them bring me a bottle of Puncher Creme. And if not, when I visit, I'll pick up some bottles of Puncher Creme and bring that back with me because I didn't bring back enough alcohol. I brought back alcohol, but it wasn't enough.
Now,
We
right.
finished
Yeah.
one bottle of
It's
Puncher Creme, and we need more.
great
So
name, by the way. Punch cream. It's
it's
really good. I
so
like
good.
it.
So
Yeah.
we did that.
Yeah.
We played some that, but I've been the game on the screen though. Marvel Spider-Man.
Mm?
I have been playing a bit of that on my Steam Deck, and I've been enjoying it. So I wanted to talk a bit about it and
Yeah.
just say that I am impressed by a lot of the games that Sony have been putting on Steam. And some of them, when you try to put them in desk, like, like plug the Steam Deck into a screen, it doesn't run as well. But when you play it on the Steam Deck itself, it's sublime. And that's Marvel Spider-Man
Ah.
is one of those games. Like when you played in
Ah.
handheld mode, it runs so nicely on the Steam Deck.
Mm.
Because you run it at a lower resolution and lower graphic settings, but because it's such a small screen, it doesn't need that much. It looks good still on the small screen,
Yeah.
and I've enjoyed myself playing it on the Steam Deck. It has been good, and since I got on my obviously the footage is from my desktop here, so it looks better. But generally speaking, Marvel Spider-Man 2, sorry, Spider-Man 1, sorry, the first one, which we've heard
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is coming, according to
Hmm.
leaks, when people hacked Insomniac. So at some point, Spider-Man 2 will come to PC and I'll be playing on PC. But I played
You're
one.
right.
Part 1 was good, and I enjoyed myself playing a bit of that during the holidays. I haven't really gamed anything else. I've been watching more than playing. So when we get into telly, I have a story to tell. But yeah,
Okay.
that's been it, Marvel Spider-Man
Yeah.
2, running good on the Steam Deck. Shout out to the Steam Deck. And if you don't have a Steam Deck just yet, get a Steam Deck. Or if you don't have a Steam Deck and you want to buy one, I'll sell you my Steam Deck so I can buy OLED.
No, that's a deal.
That's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
yeah. What about you, Rod? What have you been playing?
Yeah, it's a bit this and that as usual, but I did play wow, an older game again. Obviously, it's a shooter from 2015
Mm,
called Dirty Bomb, and
mm,
I've talked about this like almost every year because it's
mm.
one of those games that I go back and play at least a few times a year.
Yeah.
And it's nice to come back to a game like this because this is one of those games that was quite straightforward, no skill-based matchmaking, not even controller support, no aim assist, no nothing. It's just like based on
Authentic.
gun skill and it's very authentic.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know. Yeah, it's fun. It was one of those games that with different kind of circumstances, I'm not going into that now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could have blown up so much more at that point of time. It's still to this day also coming back, like playing. I
Mm-hmm.
streamed it yesterday. I made a video about it again on my
Mm-hmm.
channel. That's like checking out now early on in 2024 how the Fractal game is doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's carried by the community now. The like Studio Splash Damage stopped supporting the game in I think it was like beginning or end of 2018, beginning of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, it's community servers and people are still playing. It's as said, it's not like many people, but it
Mm-hmm.
is a community. And but I do think it's one of those games that you most likely will enjoy if you have played FPS games for some time, because you know how it is when a game is old and it's like a core of people playing. Many of them has been playing that certain game for quite a long time, and they are most likely quite good at it. So
Do
it
you
can
count
be
do you count
yeah.
yourself as one of those people who is very good at it? Or do you just think of yourself as
No, at least not
no?
any
Okay.
longer. I am. I mean, as you know, I play FPS games, and
Mm-hmm.
I know I have the know-how,
Mm-hmm.
so I can do well. But I also meet people that are better than me in this game, definitely, because it's still one of the main games that they play. That's not
Mm-hmm.
the case for me.
Yeah.
But I felt already, you know how it is when you come back to a game though that you have been playing. You need like.
You need to brush
I
up,
don't
warm
half
up.
yeah half an hour or an hour or 5 to 10 games, and then you start to like get the gist of it again and start to do better as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's a fast-paced game with these mercenaries. They have some abilities, but it's mainly though focused on the actual gunplay and objective game modes, which I like. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one. It's one of those really good smaller. You might say it's an indie game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool, you know. Uh, so that's what I played. I'm pretty sure it's one of again. It's a game that I will come back to, most likely in half a year from now again, because
Mm-hmm.
I can't be without it, if that makes sense. It's one of those things you have on your repertoire in a way, and
You jump back in. You just get it
you
happen.
jump back in. Literally, that's what you're doing.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like
So that
us on Dead by
yeah.
Daylight in a sense, isn't it?
Yeah, true. There you go. That's also one of those games,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure you have these kind of titles as well that you know it's a good game, and you know
Mm-hmm.
what you will get if you get into it. It
Mm-hmm.
might not be the game you want to like grind or be the main game and just play every day. It's not
Mm-hmm.
that anymore, but it's something that you can enjoy and have fun because you know it's a good treat for you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess that's that. But because I'm curious, I want to hear. I want to leave gaming for now, and I want to hear what you have been watching. Then,
I will jump into that now. And I just want to just add that we need to jump into Dead by Daylight because I see Chucky's been added to that and we haven't done that yet, have we?
I know, I that is on my radar. I know it was some time ago actually.
It
Since
came out in November. Um,
exactly, I was
s-
thinking about playing that in like beginning of December, but things came in between
that's
and
how it
it
happens, bro.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
But for
We gotta
sure,
do it. We definitely have to
definitely,
do it because I haven't
yeah,
seen.
yeah.
I'm actually curious how Chucky plays in this game. I literally just as you were talking about it, about Diddy Bum, I kind of pulled up Dead
Yes.
by Daylight. I was like, because what you were saying was just resonating so well with me about Dead by Daylight. I was like, let
Mm.
me just see if they have any new updates because that game is always updated. And I check it and boom, there's Chucky. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good that you reminded me. Actually, I will, start to
yeah,
think
let me
about it and
know.
plan it. Of
Let me
course.
know.
Yeah, yeah. Of course. Absolutely, 100%.
So
Yeah,
what have I been watching? So as I
yeah.
said, I've been watching a lot of action movies. Me and Mr. Bennett, we kick back together and we watch a lot of action movies together. I'm not gonna go into
Mm.
those action movies.
No.
I just want to say those were great movies, and I think those movies I enjoyed them more so because him and I were just hanging out more than like I was actually
Yeah,
like, oh, I want to watch
that's
an
the
action
thing.
movie.
Mm.
Um, I have two movies I've watched over the holidays that I want to talk about. There's one other, but I feel like if I do 3 movies in a row, it'll be too much. I think maybe I need to save one for next week or something.
Yeah, it might be a good thing. We're
So
running out of time.
we're already over time as it
As
is.
usual, I would say. Yeah,
As per
yeah.
usual, this is tradition now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Goes
so
without saying.
I watched. I don't know. Did I talk? So I don't know if I talked about it. I watched the Batman. Did I speak about that already?
Oh,
The,
nice.
the movie The Batman with
Yeah, with Patton.
is that how his name goes?
Yeah, oh, I think so. You mean like the newest one?
The newest one with the Twilight guy. Isn't that his
Yeah.
name? Let me just search it. I'll just pull it up. It will explain itself to me. So this is the one that came out in 2022.
Yeah,
It was
exactly. Yeah.
starring
Yeah, I think I talked about it. I've seen it twice actually because
really
yes, because I
Robert
really liked
Pattinson.
it.
I really liked
Y-
it too. That's the thing. I liked
Yes,
it a lot actually.
it's good,
It was
isn't it?
brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. I think you know what's one of the weirdest thing? This film had not a lot of fanfare. Not a lot of people spoke about it. I felt like,
Mm,
and it was a good movie. Like it was genuinely a good
yes.
movie. Well, good action, well directed.
Mm,
Um, it hit all the right points. He was gritty. It was fun. It was good action, like proper
yeah.
action. So I want to say the Batman. It's a 7.8 on IMDb. I give it a 10. Well, 9. Sorry, it's not 10.
Mm,
I give it a 9 on IMDb. I think it was fantastic, and I think it's currently ranked um 72rd.
yeah.
I think that, yeah, 72 in the world right now, most popular
I'm
film.
glad that you watched it. But it's
Yeah.
interesting. I thought you had watched it, but it's mainly me that has been talking about it. As I said, watched it twice now.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, I liked it too. I'm very much into Batman. I've always been.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Robert Pattinson did a good job.
He
He
did.
I know like for fact that he actually when he was recording, he had just had COVID
Mm-hmm.
and he had also a broken arm. So
Wow.
yeah, he was really like, try harding, but he did it well. I also liked what I also you talked about the action. I like the fights. They are very like raw. It's
Yes.
like not like kung fu. It's very like fist to face,
Mm-hmm. It was very
Uh,
physical, very, very
yeah.
blunt.
And we also have to mention, of course, the actors such as Jeffrey Wright, of course, Colin Farrell. You will not
Mm-hmm.
recognize the guy, and Andy Serkis is there, and also I think
Andy Serkis is always brilliant, to be
yeah,
honest.
he's so yeah, I have to say. And also we have a beauty in there, Zoe Kravitz,
I
Lenny
was about to
Kravitz's
say,
daughter.
I was about to ask you, is she Lenny Kravitz's daughter? She
She
was
is,
fine. Like when
she's fine.
when she,
Oh,
when
sorry,
when they put her
maybe too
on
much.
screen, when she came on screen, her character, she plays Selena Kyle,
Mm.
Catwoman, and she's one of the
Pattinson, yes,
best Catwomen I've seen in a Batman film.
yeah,
And she plays the role really well. She's very um spunky. She does what she wants, but at the same time, she's constantly trying to tempt Batman. And I think she was the perfect lead to, or like, sub lead to kind of like tempt him, in that sense. But then she's got a
agree.
nice storyline around her and everything like that, because she's very important to the film.
Yep,
So there's like a really good reason why she's in there, because for me, I was just like, okay, I know Catwoman is in this, but
yeah,
why? And it made sense why she's in there. So I honestly, Robert Pattinson and her, they match really well. I think they look good together on screen.
agree. Yeah,
I think he is. I think he's charming as Batman in a kind of like gritty way, in the sense of like
yeah,
he's mean. He doesn't really like. He's a bit blunt with her and all that kind of stuff. But then he kind of has like that underline kind of like he does care, but he he's a bit emotionally stunted in a sense.
yeah.
And she's sort of like, she cares a lot about the people that she cares about, but then she's flirtatious, And the way they ended the film, it was just sort of like, I want to see these two on screen again in this series. Like I want to see a follow up to this movie with the two of them.
Yeah.
I thought it was really
Mm,
nice. You
yeah.
know, I
Yeah, I
thought
hope it will be. I don't know. I haven't really been reading or checking things out. If there will be like a sequel to this, maybe it is.
maybe there will
Uh,
be. But shout out
yeah,
to Lenny Kravitz's daughter. Lenny Kravitz is like, he's like what as a straight bloke, I can say Lenny Kravitz is what most men aspire to be. Like that guy
yeah,
is
yeah.
that guy is good looking as a guy.
He is. He is.
So like
Yeah.
it makes sense now
And
that that's
so
his
is his
daughter.
daughter.
That's the thing. It makes so much sense, because now when I saw the name Zoe Kravitz, I was like, it makes sense though, doesn't it? Like, to do this, like, Is he's like, yeah, he's Lenny Kravitz, and his music is amazing, by the way. If you've never
Yeah.
listened to Lenny Kravitz, my people, you guys need to just like, oh man, just put on some Lenny Kravitz, man. Just kick back, enjoy it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's one. Number two
Mm.
was a series I watched that I want to talk
Mm.
about, and this one is called The Flat Share. Right,
Mhm.
this is a new series, came out in 2022 as well. This is a 7.3 on IMDb. I'm gonna start with a rating first. 7.3 on
Oh,
IMDb.
okay.
It's a
Pretty
story
high.
about essentially
Mm.
you have this guy, right, who owns an apartment, and he needs to raise money for something. I'm not gonna go into. I don't want to spoil. I want you guys to experience this. I actually like this show. It's not perfect. I should start with that. It is not perfect,
Mm.
right? It has flaws.
No series is
There's
perfect on the other hand, but
no, there are
yeah, I
perfect
get
series.
it.
We've had series that we've given tens. This is not one of them.
True.
It's got a lot of that modern stuff where they get very political and all that kind of stuff in certain aspects of it. But I felt the way they delivered it was, sometimes you have films where they get political about their political beliefs, and it's really on the nose, and it kind of pulls you out of the experience. It's like, real people don't talk like this, right? At least real people that I know don't talk like this. This one was actually not too bad. Like, there were one or two scenes where I was like, huh. But then at the same time, there were others where I was just like, this is actually, I've actually had conversations like this with people. And so, but that's a sub aspect of the film. That's not what it's about. So
Yeah,
what
right.
it's about, the series is about it's a romantic comedy series about this guy who he's renting out his bed, essentially. So he owns a flat that has one room in it, like a bedroom and the living room, like with the couch and everything like that. And he decides to rent it out. But during the hours that he's working, so he works at nights, and he's renting it out in the he's renting it out in the night for someone to use that night, and in the day he's gonna come in and sleep.
Oh.
So he rents out to a woman, and they're not, the whole deal is they're never supposed to meet, right? They're
Ah.
never supposed to meet. She's supposed to leave
Okay.
before he gets in. He's supposed to leave before she gets in. That's the equation, right? And the woman he's running out to, she basically just got out of a bad relationship. She is single. He, on the other hand, is in a relationship, and there's an interesting dynamic that presents itself. I just want to say, you can see my smile on my face. I started watching this on the plane, on the flight coming back. It's on Paramount Plus, by the way. I started watching this on the flight back from the UK,
Mm.
and I'm watching this, and I'm kidding you not, I'm that guy sitting on there like, oh my god, no, he didn't. Oh my god, it's brilliant. And lady and the guy next to me, I could imagine probably thinking, you mental, because I was just sitting there just loving it. I was just absolutely loving every moment. It was just that good to me. Like, I was just, episode 1 and 2 peak. Episode 1 and 2 are peak. Like, those are the two best episodes. I think if they continued, there are one or two things I think they could have changed, but I think episode 1 and 2 was just amazing, honestly. And the best part about the series is 6 episodes, and that's it. It ends at episode 6. It is a full story by episode 6.
Like a mini series.
It is a mini series, and it's
good.
such a good mini series.
Yeah.
And it's so the best way to describe this film, it's adorable. It's dorky in an adorable way. It's adorable. And I was loving it. I was absolutely loving The Flat Share. It's a 7.2 on IMDb. I give it an 8. I could, in some settings, I can give it a 9. I think episode 1 and 2, 10s. Both 10s. Episode 1 and 2, absolute 10s. Because that's what sold me on the series. By the time I finished episode 2, I was like, I need to see more of this. It's important.
That's good. Yeah.
Let me just give a shout out to the cast. There was Jessica Brown, Fidley, who plays Tiffany, the main lead. Tiffany is adorable in this sort of like dorky way. She's cute. She's got curly hair, and she's like that kind of optimistic kind of person who like sees the world in a nice, bright, shiny, blah blah blah. And then you have Anthony Welsh, who plays Leon, the male lead. Leon is kind of like the cool dude, looks sharp. He's got a beard shaped up really nicely, unlike mine, of course. And
of course,
total lady killer in the looks department. Then you have Mo, who's played by Jonah Hewer King. You have Justin, played by Bart Edward. Justin is the ex-boyfriend. We hate Justin. We don't like around these parts.
Okay. Justin is bad.
We had Shaniqua Okwok. She's one of the things that I felt was a bit where it pulled me out of the film the series
Mm.
was related to her actually.
Okay.
So there are some romance scenes involving her where she and her partner or they are getting intimate, but she's wearing like a full trench coat and everything, like she's dressed up like me,
Oh.
and I'm like, no, like that's, or
No.
they would just
Okay.
finish and she'd be fully clothed like this, and I'm like, no. That doesn't make sense. Like people don't do that. Like on average, I mean, I'm not saying people don't, but that's weird. I don't, because then you have like with other characters in the show when they're being
Yeah, yeah.
intimate, they look like people being intimate. They're in their underwear at least,
Okay, okay,
with
okay.
her,
Got it.
her character never goes into her underwear throughout the film, even though they have a lot of scenes with her being intimate. So if you're gonna if you're gonna put her in intimate scenes, at least make it believable, or at least you could have it like at the beginning of the intimate scene, and then it
Yeah.
fades to black or something. But don't have it where she's being intimate and she's fully clothed, and someone's calling the phone, and you can see her there in full pajamas and everything, and it's
Oh.
like, that doesn't make no sense. How are they being intimate with clothes on like that? Anyway, that was one of the things that put me on with regards to her character. But I thought she played a great, like as an actress, she acted amazingly. She was
Mm.
amazing in it, and I think everyone in the film was amazing. Shaq B. Grant playing Richie was amazing, and so forth. I think generally, I don't think there was anyone who didn't like nail their role in in the film. So I just want to say shout out to the flat share. IQ highly recommend this series and think you should watch it too.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
Mm.
that's literally where I stand, and it came on 2022. I am happy that it exists. There's a side of me that wish I had more of it, but I understand that it's finished. Like I don't
Yeah.
think there's anywhere further they can go with the characters, essentially, because it
No,
ended.
sometimes it's better to end, we talked about that before. It can
Mhm.
become like 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons, whatever have you, but it's just trying to,
Mhm.
do something that's not really there,
Correct.
and therefore sometimes if it's shorter, it's more condensed and you like enjoy it maybe even more.
Definitely.
So could be a good move to make that. I also find it easier to get the time to kind of finish these kind of series as
Yes.
well,
Mhm.
instead of having 8 seasons. So,
It's easier to recommend as well to people, because if you
true.
recommend a series to
Yeah.
someone and you say, "Hey, you've got like 20 like seasons to go into," they're more likely to say like, "Nah, fam, I'm good. That's too
Yeah,
much."
it's a different kind of investment when it comes to time. So,
Yes.
it could
Mm.
be so.
So the flat share.
Cool.
If you guys want to go check it out, I of course will be now checking out all shows involving Anthony Welsh and Jessica Brown Fiddley, as I usually do, as per Q tradition. Once I find a character, an actor, or actress that plays a great romantic role, I must see everything there. So,
Yeah,
um, I
that's
you
good.
know I
Yeah.
am now pulling up their tabs on IMDb, and I will be slowly taking my time to skim their works
Do the
as I
list.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, Raj, what were you watching
Quality.
this holidays?
Yeah, it's been a bit of this and that. Also, as you mentioned, been watching some action movies, been watching other stuff as well, a series or two. But it's one series, if we're talking like also quality,
Mhm.
that I want to give a shout out to. I would say once more. I have said earlier that I have been watching, or I'm watching a series called Reacher on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And you know how it is. You watch like the first season, and then it takes some time before season 2 shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those moments when you get happy because you're not aware of the fact that they have actually posted 3 new episodes when it comes to season 2. And that happened to me. I'm the only one right here at home now watching this, but which it can also be nice when you have something, that you watch by yourself and really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Reacher it's a really good series. This
Mm-hmm.
is a series that takes care of the characters, you might say.
Mm-hmm.
It's good acting. It's almost needless to say, but it's good acting. But it takes care of the characters. It gives them time to
Mm-hmm.
evolve in the series, and you
Yeah.
start to feel them.
Mm-hmm.
I think this might also have to do with the fact. I kind of knew that, but I think my mom reminded me because I said, "Well, I'm watching this," and she's like, "Well, oh, that's it's based on books." I was like, "You know that?" So, so yeah, I what? Uh, surprise.
It'd be surprised if she said, "You know what? To be honest, I never read the book, so I'm a fan of the show as well." I
Yeah,
love my action movie, Raj.
that's a bit too much for me. Yeah. No, but yeah, jokes aside, I can still highly recommend Reacher.
Hmm.
It has 8.1 on IMDb.
Hmm.
I want to give it high. Yeah, it's higher for me. It's like
Hmm.
8.5, almost up to 9.
Hmm.
I just think this is great. I really, when you like every time you watch an episode, sure, there's like ups and downs, of course, it's as it always is,
Hmm.
and not every episode can be like the greatest, but it has it,
Hmm.
and it appeals to me. It's if you're still wondering, it's about this former military policeman Jack Reacher, and he solves crimes apparently, and
Hmm.
he has his own brand of street justice. He's quite he's a tough guy, you can
He
say
looks
that.
big. Just looking at him,
Yeah,
massive.
he's a big guy,
Yeah.
definitely. Based on the books by Lee Child, so there we
Hmm.
have it when it comes to the books. And he has this team that he put together during the days in the military, and now they are doing things like, how should we put it, more on the side. But it's no, it's definitely recommendable. So yeah, that's Reacher for you. I think that's
I
all
just
I
noticed
need
we
to
have
say for now.
Nalu in the chat, by the way.
Yeah,
Shout out to Nalu. Welcome to the
yeah. Hello, and happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year. Yeah,
Yeah, happy
definitely.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Nalu, you missed a lot then. But you can always go back and watch the beginning of the podcast. It goes over a lot. But yeah, generally speaking, Raj,
That's yeah.
you
We have,
know,
as you're hinting, we have reached the end
we
for
have.
now. The first podcast in 2024. Look at that. Beautiful.
Yes, so many plans, so many things to
So
do.
many
It's
plans.
such a cool year. Oh.
True. Let's hope for the best for 2024. And that goes for you guys as well. As always, thank you for being here,
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
supporting, listening, watching. And I just want to say, yeah, again, Happy New Year. I hope 2024 will be a good year for you guys as well. And hope to talk to you soon, already in a week from now,
Mm-hmm.
because we're back. So, with that said, take care and enjoy what is to come, and muffining out.
Beautiful as always. So with that, guys, thank you very much for listening to this episode of that Beautiful Life podcast, or watching, or wherever you happen to be enjoying this podcast. As I didn't do it at the beginning of the podcast, I will do it now. I am, of course, Kadis Campbell, sitting here in the beautiful Red and United Kingdom, talking to the beautiful Roger Bergström, all the way in Stockholm, Sweden. And we have just completed our first episode for the year. If you want to find Roger, you can find him at 40 Splash pretty much everywhere. That's the number 40 with the SPLASH. He streams on a Tuesday and a Sunday. That's correct.
It is correct.
Yes, perfect.
It is correct.
Like a pause.
like almost. If I was surprised. Why am I surprised? Yeah. Carry on. Don't mind me. Don't bother. Don't.
You can find me at LP Guardian pretty much everywhere else. That's Guardian Delta a U. So you could find me pretty much everywhere at that username. I don't have a stream schedule, but I do plan to get back into streaming now that I've completed all my stuff that needed, all that side quest is out of the way, so I could start doing the main stuff. So yeah, pretty much. And as always, we wouldn't like you guys to miss out on every episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like to subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Acast, Spotify, iTunes, simplegiven.com, YouTube, and elsewhere. And we're still completely gonna like that we're giving it for free. So as always, guys, this has been cued. It's a wrap. That's the episode.
It's a wrap.
Look at that. We did an episode, Raj.
Sayonara.
A whole episode, man. Like, imagine that. Like, we could have not done a whole episode, and we did a whole episode. All the people out there just like, oh my
The whole, what do you say? Whole 9 yards, or how far is it in in terms of? It's an American saying, so I'm not gonna go
I've
there.
heard this saying too, but I don't know how that saying goes, to be honest.
Yeah, how many yards are there?
Honestly, don't. You know what's a cool thing though? One of the coolest things I got. This is not like a Christmas present or anything. This is something that we just got for the house. Got a new printer. I've not been excited for a new printer in a while, but I like having a new printer. It's called an Epson.
Oh,
so cool.
Oh, look at that now. Which reminds me that I have a printer, but I don't have the what is it called? Yeah, exactly. That has sort of dried out. months ago. So
This
I need to,
one,
yeah.
you actually have a bottle that you squeeze out.
That's nice. That's better than these like
This is how
cartridge
much ink you bloody well
cartridges or
got
what
getting
it's
it. This
called.
is one of the. You have 4 of these that go into it.
Yeah.
4 of these. It's insane.
Oh, cool.
They're massive, and
The new technique.
the ambassador is Usain Bolt. So I mean, can't go wrong with that, to be honest.
True, true. Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong with Usain Bolt.